Hey, how y'all doing? Rashad the Great back with another video, and I'm gonna give you the reasons why, the top 10 reasons why debt causes the top 10 reasons why debt causes divorce, and we're gonna go straight off of this. Financial stress becomes relationship stress. So basically, when you have stress about the bills, arguments about spending, anxiety over future stability, that all brings constant unnecessary pressure on the marriage. And I believe that you guys don't need to be able to date with debt. And I know, but we got to do something. You're going to be saying, Rashad, okay, my mama, my sister, my second cousin's brother, best friend got married and dead, and they still together and they pay off each other's debt. That's cool. Most women is not going to pay off a man's debt. Trust me. They barely want to pay for a date. So what I'm trying to tell you is, don't pay for nobody else's debt. When you get out of debt before you marry. If you grind, if you hustle, it's not gonna take long. The problem is we have adults being kids. You want to monkey see, monkey do. When your mama told you don't look at nothing, don't touch nothing, we ain't gonna buy nothing. When we go in that toy store, because she didn't have the money, she wasn't playing. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about, if y'all ever got that speech. For those who don't, it goes a little something like this. When we go in this store, don't you touch nothing. Don't you look at nothing. Don't you ask me for nothing. Why? Because she didn't have the money, or she didn't want to spend the money. This is the same thing we got to do to ourselves. We got to put ourselves on timeout. We got to put ourselves on punishment. Say no more eating out. No more sleeping in. No more spending money on necessary purchases. If you ain't my parent, why am I giving you a gift? You ain't a child. Christmas is for children and Jesus. Now, I know you might be in a relationship and marriage, and that's cool in the game, and it is the time to give. But if you ain't got it, focus on getting out of debt. Life is getting more and more expensive by the year. Stuff going up. Cost of raising kids is going up. People still having sex. People still in debt. That's generational poverty. You should be ashamed. I believe it's child abuse. I believe it's child abuse to continue to be broke, be poor, be busted and disgusted, and still having kids, still having multiple baby daddies, still having multiple baby mamas. Come on, man. We black community got to do better. We behind. We Asians are number one in marriages, not us. Asians are number one in salary, not us. Asians are number one in college graduations, not us. Contrary to popular belief, it's not black women. Black women are one of the most in debt in school. But I'm gonna continue. Again, number one, how debt contributes to divorce. Financial stress becomes relationship stress. 2, loss of trust and transparency. 3, different money habits, different values. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go to number 2. Loss of trust and transparency. So a lot of people don't realize, and I'm glad I didn't get married young, because a lot of people don't realize is there's a such thing as financial infidelity. Most people, when they think of infidelity, they think of cheating, having sex, doing extramarital affairs with another man or another woman. No, cheating is also infidelity. If you got student loans they don't know about, if you got a business loan they don't know about, credit cards, any secret debt, any accounts that they don't know about, that's why I believe in joining accounts. So everything is open and transparent. Because a lot of these men have OnlyFans accounts and you don't know about it. A lot of these people have debt that you don't know about it, because when you date, you don't even ask real questions. I always ask people before I date them how much debt they got. And some of them don't even know. It's crazy out here. We got to be adults. It's almost 2026. We got to get this together. I've been preaching to y'all over a half a decade to get out of debt. Before the pandemic, before COVID, I was preaching and teaching and showing y'all. I was in debt with y'all. And now I'm out of debt. And some of y'all still in debt. When are you going to wake up? The borrower is slave to the lender. And if you black, you need to be tired of being a slave. If you brown, you sure enough, black and brown people should be tired of being slaves, tired of being in debt to Visa, and tired, instead of having a master named MasterCard, instead of having a side chick named Sally Mae, we need to grow up and we need to be responsible, because if I can do it, you can do it. I never made 6 figures, but guess what? When I made 5 figures, I paid off my car. And they say, yeah, Rashad, you had help. Yeah, Rashad, you had inheritance. Yeah, Rashad, you had this and that. Yes, I did. And I maximized every opportunity. I worked 7 days a week some days because I knew people was going to call out. I knew people was going to show to work. I knew people was going to call no show. So what I'm trying to tell you is, it's holiday season. Get a retail job. Get a second job. Get a third job. Okay, kids, we ain't having Christmas. We volunteering. Why? Because people will remember their experiences. People will remember volunteering. And you can just get them one present off their list. Because again, it's about Jesus. It's about Jesus. It's not about anybody else. It's about giving back to others less fortunate than us. It's not about giving back to the people, always giving to the same people you give to all year. No, give back to the community. Give back to churches. Give back to the homeless shelter. It was actually a voluntary event today, but I got to do some homework after I make this video for y'all. That's why I need to, get this done. Different money habits, different values. That's another reason why I'm single. A lot of people that I like don't have the same money values. So many women love to drink. So many women love to smoke. So many women love being in debt and traveling. I'm not equally yoked with that. Where I'm at, my mind said, we on millionaire status. We on billionaire status. I'm trying to be a billionaire by 40. I'm trying to provide value in this message so that y'all can get it. I'm giving you all the steps. All you gotta do is follow. I don't got no courses. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm in the thick of it with you. I'm trying to be a debt-free Christian millionaire. That's the point of my message. I'm trying to be strong, faith, finances, family, fitness, every aspect of life. This is a motivational channel, but most importantly, this is a self-improvement channel. I'm trying to show you, okay, how can you have a great marriage? I'm giving you statistical data. I'm giving you Bible verses. I'm using tools to help you and show you that you can do it if you want to do it. And this is from a real man's perspective. You always see me in gym wear because I just got back from the gym. I'm on my 75 hard journey. And I want y'all to join me, by the way. But this is relationships and marriages right now. Okay, so if you don't have different values and you don't have different beliefs, you can ask people, how much debt do you have? What is your credit score? These are questions that you can ask people and they will either be offended or not. I suggest you wait maybe 2 weeks before you ask it. Don't be like me. Wait 2 days. But it depends on the man or the woman that you're talking to. But a lot of people might get offended because a lot of people are not grown. They just old. A lot of people ain't grown. They just old. They just 25-year-old boys, 35-year-old girls. No, just because you got gray in your beard and salt and pepper in your hair doesn't make you a man. When you be a man and a woman, you be responsible, you would be respectful, you be loyal, you be consistent, you don't crash out. That's maturity. That's a part of being a man, folks. That's a part of being a woman, folks. Anyways, we're going to continue on. Number 1, let's recap. Financial stress and relationship stress. Number 2, loss of trust and transparency. Number 3, data, different money habits equals different values. Are you a saver or are you a spender? Do you give your tithes? So many Christians, man, I think 90% of Christians don't pay tithes. 90 to 95% of the Christians don't pay tithes. You can Google it, research it for yourself. You can trust me or not, take my word or not, but research it or not, it's still the truth. It's still the truth. People don't give to God. People rob God. They don't go to church. They rob God. But then when they want a promotion, when they want a man, you wonder why you don't have no unanswered prayers. You a robber. You a stealer. You should be ashamed of yourself. Give to God. Give your 10%. He woke you up, started you on your way, put gas in your car, put food on your table, a roof over your head, and you ain't gonna give him 2 hours on Sunday, you ain't gonna give him 10% of your net income. Gross income, not net income. We gotta grow up. I'm telling you how to be top notch. Y'all gotta get this or get lost. Debt delays major life goals. Buying a home, having kids, and saving for emergencies. Starting a business, taking vacations. But people still having kids. People still going on vacations. People still balling out on Black Friday. Are you mad? If you cannot afford it, stop doing it. I don't know what more I gotta tell y'all. If you can't afford it, stop doing it. If I can't afford it, I don't do it. If I can't afford it, I can't do it. There's a reason why I don't have kids. There's a reason why I'm not a stepfather. There's a reason why I'm not married. Because I'm focused 1,000% on becoming the best man I can be. And when you become the best man, and when you become the best woman you can be, guess what? Your stock goes up. A man with 6 packs can probably get 8% of baddies. Men with kegs probably can't even get 10% of baddies. I'm trying to tell you, your stock goes up. People see what's on the outside before they see what's on the inside. The Bible says man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the soul, looks at the heart. But we're trying to work from the inside out. We want you not to be looking good on the outside, but we want you to be looking good on the inside, just as good in the inside, if not better. You want to have 6 figures in the bank, but you got to have 6-figure character. What does a millionaire, billionaire that loves God looks like? What does a millionaire, billionaire that treats his spouse looks like? That treats his wife looks like? That treats his kids looks like? This is about accountability. Self-awareness. Every day I'm soul searching. Rashad, what can I work on? Rashad, how can I work out better? How can I sleep better? I'm focused and I'm determined on success, on obsession. So that delays major life goals. But the funny thing about my people is that they don't delay these goals. Actually, I have to disagree with Chad on this one. Because people do it anyway. They get married in debt. They have kids in debt. They have car debt, and then they go around and get a house. They have credit card debt. You got student loan debt. You got retail card debt. They love that. I don't love my reward points more than I love myself, more than I love my family, more than I love my future, more than I love my God. You giving all your money to all these different companies, but now you're talking about, as soon as this person goes on tour and that person goes on tour, you're there. But you can't find a way to give an extra $300 to your student loans, $300 extra to your credit card, $300 to your mortgage that you shouldn't even be having until you're debt free. But we're gonna move on. But anybody and your special artist, your favorite artist goes on tour. You there at every concert, but you ain't gave to your church, but you gave to your favorite artist. You spend thousands of dollars on your favorite artist. You didn't spend thousands of dollars to the man of God that prays for you, the man of God that gives back to the community, the man and woman of God that gives you great sermon and great sermon after great sermon to feed your soul. And I'm tired of these fake Christians talking about they can't find a good church. Where do you live? I'll find a church. I'll find 10 churches for you. What are you talking about? If you live in the South, you ain't got no excuses about no church. If you live in the DMV, I know plenty of churches. If you live in the South, Alabama, Texas, Georgia, there's plenty of churches. Stop being lazy. Stop being lazy. Stop making excuses. Go back to the master's house. Give God another chance. Give God another try. You gave Pookie another chance. You gave Pookisha another chance. You let him hit it again last Saturday. You let her give you some sloppy toppy last Saturday. Man. But you ain't going to give God another chance? You ain't going to give God another try? And that's the thing. Sometimes we should be forgiving for everybody, but not everybody deserves a second chance. Your forgiveness should be unlimited, but not your chances. Yes, you should give a second and third chances. But people need to learn how to treat you. And sometimes how people learn how to treat you is by your absence. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. George Strait. You gotta know you can't be leaving people for any and every reason. You sound weak. If they didn't commit a crime, if they didn't commit a sin, if they ain't doing this all day, every day, if they ain't making a lifestyle out of this, if they're not cheating and lying, come on, man. We got to stop being weak because we're losing our kids. We're losing our marriages. Every kid deserves a two-parent household, happy and healthy and wealthy and faith in Christ center. I'm moving on. Number 5, increase power imbalance. That can shift the power dynamic in the marriage. High earners represent the partners who spend irresponsibly. The spouse with debt feels ashamed or controlled. Financial dependence can mimic parent-child dynamics. Power imbalances ensures emotional safety in the relationship. And women all about being a provider. Women all about having a provider. Always talking about emotional intelligence. And if you come in that debt, trust me, your options of dating a top-notch woman is going down. Your options of dating a top-notch man is going down. Trust me, I'm not dating nobody with 6-7 figures worth of debt. I don't want to date nobody with that, period. But if they can show me a proven plan, if they're going to tell me a proven plan, and I'm going to hold themselves to the fire, they foot to the fire, and when that time comes around, and you tell me you're going to be debt free in August, I'm going to hold you to the fire. I'm going to hold you to the flame. Okay, let's go. Debt causes constant fear, shame, guilt, anxiety, failure. So many people are anxious. I remember when I was in debt, I couldn't sleep. And I don't even sleep good all the time. My body, sometimes I get 6 hours like today. I'm energetic. 5 hours, I'm ready to go. But when I was in there, I was in constant worry, constant anxiety. Am I going to get enough hours? If somebody's going to call out a no-show? I thank God somebody called out so I can make an extra $100. I want to stay later. I want to open and close. I want to work extra hours. I want to be there on holidays and any chance that I get. Why? Because I was committed. I was obsessed. I was determined. I was passionate. Ain't nothing was more important to me than being debt free. And that's your problem. Nothing more is important to you than being debt free. You're selfish. You got kids. You got family. You got friends. Some of y'all taking care of parents and you still in debt. A shame on you. They gave you everything they could so you can be better off. They gave you everything you could so they could be better off. And you still broke. Martin Luther King died. Civil rights leaders died. So you still broke, busted, and disgusted? You still not achieving your dreams? What is your dream? We know what Martin Luther King's dream was. We know what his vision was. We know what our ancestors dreamed of being free. So why you are still a slave to debt? Stop being a borrower. Stop being a borrower. The borrower is slave to the lender. The borrower is slave to the lender. You cannot misinterpret that. That is one of the clearest scriptures there is. The borrower, people who are in debt, is slave to the lender. Visa, MasterCard, you name it. Visa, MasterCard, home loans. There is not no good or bad debt. The only good debt that you might can say is a house, because the house creates more equity. You get in the house creates more higher net worth. But a car, a credit card, a high interest credit card, a high interest car loans, car goes down every time you buy it. Every year you have it. Nobody wants a 1980 Mercedes Benz. Oh, I got a high 1990 Mercedes Benz. Oh, that's a luxury car. If you ain't got a classic car. If you ain't got a classic car, and we know what classic cars are, the Chevrolets. The Corvettes, my bad. The Corvettes. We all know those classic cars, those 50s, 60s muscle cars, classic cars. If you ain't got one of those, then it's going down in value. 100K miles, 200K miles, 300K miles. Who wants to buy that? Even when I buy cars used, I make sure they're under 100K. But anyways, we're going to continue. Financial incompatibility is a top divorce reason. Studies show money fights and financial stresses are among the number one divorce, especially in the first 10 years of marriage. Not because of the money itself, but because money affects discipline, planning, honesty, values, self-control, temptation, stewardship. Matter of fact, I got another study I'm about to drop real quick. I'm probably going to drop it in the notes. It says, Debt, these are my notes. These are my personal notes right now. The other ones was, ChatGPT. But these are my notes right now. I wrote, debt can play a significant role in divorce, and some say it's one of the leading causes of divorce in the United States. According to a 2024 Debt.com survey, 34% of divorced Americans say credit card debt and spending was a factor in their divorce. 34%, that's a third. That could be you. That could be your friend. That could be your family member. According to a 2024 Debt.com survey, 34% of divorced Americans say credit card debt and spending was a factor in divorce. And 37% now have sole responsibility for a debt they once shared with their partner. Divorce rate, last time I checked, let me check again. What is the current divorce rate in the United States? As of 2024, the U.S. divorce rate remains between 40 to 50% for first marriages, though this number has been steadily declining over the past few decades. In fact, according to CDC, the divorce rate in 2021 was 2.1 per 1,000 people, significantly down from earlier years. So the divorce rate is going down. It's still high. 40 to 50% is still high. I would love to see it 0% or in the single digits, but we got to do the work. We're doing the work, but I'm glad therapy is becoming popular. I'm glad, people are open to mental health and those things, but we gotta go back to the church. We gotta go back to our Bibles. We gotta go back to the Maker. Man, I hate going to the dealership, but every time I go to the local guys, because I have a hybrid, they tell me they can't do anything about it because it's a hybrid. You don't understand what I'm saying? When you have problems, stop going to your family, stop going to your friends, stop going to your neighbor, and plug into the source. Go to the dealer. I will never go to Mercedes-Benz to fix my hybrid. Why? Because I drive a Toyota. We going to May, J, Sue, Paul? No. Jimmy and John? No. We need to go to the Master. We need to go to the Savior. We need to go to the Maker who made us, our Creator, and that's the Almighty God. Abba Father, please help us in our finances. Abba Father, please help us get a six-pack. Abba Father, please help our relationships. Abba Father, please help our marriages. Abba Father, please allow us to be better parents to our kids. Abba Father, please help us with our finances. Please help us with our faith. Please help us with our character. Please help us with our spirit. Abba Father. But anyways, we can continue. I'm gonna let it cook. I'm gonna let it cook. Ramsey's solutions. Shout out to Dave Ramsey. It's a study. According to a Ramsey solution study, high levels of debt and poor communication can lead to stress and anxiety about finances, which can lead to money arguments. The study also found that nearly half of couples with $50,000 or more in debt say money is their top reason for arguing. $50,000 in debt. It's some people that are already bringing $50,000 in debt. I already was $80,000 by myself. Thank God I didn't get married. I had car loans. I didn't have credit cards. I already stopped that at 18. I had like $300 of credit card bill, and I paid that off. I lost the card. Back in those days, you got to think, we didn't have apps like that. We didn't have social media like that 10, 20 years ago. And, things happen. But once I lost that credit card, I didn't get one again. And people are like, oh, Shy, how you pay bills? Cash. Cash is king. Cash is king. I don't have to be in debt to nobody to make it. Stop thinking you need a credit score. You need money. You're broke. Your net worth is negative. You're broke. You don't have 6 figures in the bank. You're broke. You're in debt. You're broke. I'm trying to tell you, bro. You worry about Warren Buffett and all these people do. You're in debt yourself. You're not Warren Buffett. Follow the baby steps. It can't be no clearer. Baby step 1. Let me actually, I should know it by heart. But I'm gonna get basic as possible so I can make A first grader get this. Baby step 1, save $1,000 for your emergency fund. Baby step 2, pay all your debt except the house using the debt snowball. And what I did is I did the debt avalanche method. So what I did was my most annoying bill, my most crazy bill was a car loan. It was a car loan. I hated my car loan. And it was only $300 something a month. I think about 10% interest. And I hated it. It was the most aggravating bill. It was my largest bill. My car was like $15,000. This is the last car, not my current car. I paid that in cash. But it was annoying. They wouldn't give me no relief. It was the pandemic. They wouldn't do they was doing renting relief. No, they wasn't doing that. And for my car, they said they could extend my lease. I was like, heck no, I ain't about to extend my lease. I'm about to pay this off. You feel me? And then I use a snowball method for my smaller notes because, again, nobody was asking for payments. So I use that snowball method because I think my lowest, it's been a long time, but I think my lowest debt might have been a couple $100 ones, or maybe a small one like $1,000, maybe minimum $1,000 was my smallest student loan. Boom, boom, boom. And I think my highest student loan might have been, it wasn't really bad for my single digit. My single loans itself, it's just the little cuts. What they say, 1,000 cuts, debt by 1,000 cuts. It was I think I had about 14 student loans total for all my education. So yeah, man. So I paid off 3 when I was at Disney, and then I had, a couple left over, and I paid those off. I got the snowball method, kept paying from smallest to largest, and that's how I rocked it out. Step 4, invest 15% of your household income. That's the bare minimum. When you get to big boy level, especially when you don't have no kids, especially when you don't have no wife, especially when you have girlfriend, boy, I don't care what they say. 15%. Listen here. Now, again, this is what I did. I already had an apartment. A 1-1 was good enough for me. I wasn't worried. I wasn't tripping about a house. See, also, like I told you, that $1,000 at baby step 1, I was working at the grocery store. I don't work at the grocery store now. People watch my first video and then they think I'm still there 5 years later. Please grow up. Please continue watching the channel. But anyways, so my thing is, I never saved that $1,000. Again, people call out. Any retail job, people call out, no show. People get sick. People have weddings and birthday parties. The first day that I took off work in probably a whole year was for my god sister's birthday party. Not birthday party, I'm sorry, wedding. And that was on a Saturday. And I think I left that Sunday for work for Monday. I was in and out. I did not play around with my debt. That is demonic. How many loans you got? That's like saying how many demons you got. That ain't sexy. It makes a woman unattractive. It's real unattractive to a woman if you broke, busted, and disgusted. We already know women want a provider. So when you come as in debt with a man, you definitely want to limit the amount of women you can get. And on top of that, once you become a debt-free man, you don't want a woman that's in debt. They're going to look ugly to you too. Trust me. You ain't have to count their pockets. You tell me you want to get with a woman $100K in debt and you debt-free? That don't even sound good when you in debt. But anyways, I'll move on. But when I was saying about step 4 and that 15% is that if you don't even worry about a house right now, if you ain't worried about that, now if you worry about that, yeah, you need to make some decisions and that 15% should be minimum. But what I'm trying to tell you is if you don't have no kids, you single like me, you was out of debt, max out your retirement, max out your 401k. I think the highest for 401k is $23,500 if I'm not mistaken. And for a Roth IRA, it's $7,000. Max it out. That's $30,500. I don't go nowhere. When I'm working, I don't go nowhere until I got that $7,000 minimum. Actually, until I'm done with my taxes for April and I know how much I owe them, I don't even hardly go anywhere before April. I'm telling you, man, you gotta max out as much as you can, put it in, because you will get old one day. 40 is coming for you. 50 is coming for you. 60 is coming for you. 70, 80, 90 is coming for you. God willing. But you gotta take care of your business today. Step 5, save for your college fund. Again, I didn't have no kids. I didn't have no kids. I still don't have no kids. I don't have no girlfriend. I don't have no wife. I don't have no fiance. So I skipped that. And we accelerating. We putting more money into our investments. Pay 6. Pay off your home early. Again, I didn't care about the home. I was in a 101. I put everything I had, like I put everything I had in my debt. I put everything I had back into my 401k, into my investments. In 1 year, I was able, and actually I started in March. I went to that job January. In March, I started my 401k. And by the time before Christmas came around, in 9 months, I was able to save $8,000 in 9 months and have all my bills paid on time. Okay, you might have kids. You got to make sacrifices. They can't be in 2 or 3 programs. Pick one. We only in basketball. We only in soccer. That's it. We ain't about to do 5, 6, 7 activities. We ain't about to go to everybody's birthday. Man, y'all need fathers in your life so y'all can teach your kids real stuff. Because kids need discipline. Kids need structure. Kids need to be told no. And yes, but sometimes no. Number 6, pay off home early. Number 7, build wealth and give. I give to people all the time. I always give to people, family, friends, loved ones, people I'm dating. I always like surprising people. But we're going back to the video and we're about to wrap it up. So, debt causes instant fear. Number 7, financial incompatibility is the top divorce reason. Studies show money fights and stress are among the number 1 causes for divorce. Okay, we talked about that. Number 8, debt make people feel trapped. Debt limits freedom. I already told you that coincides with the Bible with slavery. That is not a sin, but every scripture that God gives about concerning debt is negative. The debt borrower is slave to the lender. Oh no, man, nothing but to love him. Come on, man. This is a 3rd grade education. Anybody can get these clear scriptures. There's no misinterpretation. This is clear scriptures. All right. Debt often reveals poor character. Ooh. Impulsiveness. Tell me if this describes you. Short-term thinking. Emotional spending. Immaturity. Lack of discipline. Poor boundaries. This week, I had to put my own self on timeout. This week, I had to put my own self on punishment. I said, how long can I go without spending money? I'm not eating out. I'm not buying nothing. And I lasted 5 days because I eventually had to get gas. Now, my gas tank lasts longer than 5 days, but that's just the time it ran out. You understand what I'm saying? So, what I'm trying to tell you is, what I'm trying to show you is, you gotta put yourself on, how long can I go without spending money on besides the essentials? I'm gonna eat at home. I'm not gonna travel. I'm gonna cook more. I'm gonna go out less. And again, do 75 hard. When you build a program, when you build steps, it's gonna limit the BS in your life. You ain't gonna have time for all the gossip. You ain't gonna have time for the social media. I haven't been on social media besides YouTube in 2.5 years. I got an Instagram account. Y'all subscribe Rashad the Great on all platforms. But I haven't even been on there in about 2.5 or so years. Why? Because I'm focused, I'm grinding. Last but not least, that makes marriage feel like a business transaction. Woohoo! Did you pay the credit card? How much did you pay? How did we spend that? Where's the money going? Especially if y'all ain't got joint accounts, you just inviting the devil in to have all kinds of money instability. In short, debt magnifies human weaknesses. It exposes selfishness, lack of discipline, and poor communication. This all sounds like a Pookie. This all sounds like a Pookisha. You don't want to date those type of people. This all sounds like a YN. All the erodes intimacy, trust, security, and respect, leading directly to divorce. Woo! As a matter of fact, let me give you a bonus. Give me a bonus. Bonus reason. Debt changes the way you see your partner. Debt doesn't just affect your bank account, it affects your perception. I believe somebody said, her name was Lisa. She works with ET. She said, what is your perception? It's a matter about how you see things. It's about your perspective changes things. If you see yourself as fat, or do you see yourself as somebody that's gonna go to the gym consistently? Do you see your job loss as the end of the world, or you see it as an exit and an entrance to a new opportunity? I heard someone say something about every exit is followed by an entrance. When you drive, every exit is followed by an entrance somewhere. So when you don't have the right perspective, you see your partner as less responsible, less reliable. When you have that, less trustworthy, less attractive. I already told you, I don't care if she Halle Berry. If you got 100K in debt, baby, you ain't sexy. Why? I already dated people 100K in debt. And don't let them have 100K. Actually, the two people that people were talking about 100K, 100K, 100K. The two women that I dated that was in 100K, they both was in six-figure debt. One of them had a negative net worth, and the other one, the only reason why she had a positive net worth is because of her long life insurance. Not the term life insurance, but the whole life. Which I was trying to tell her that ain't whatever. That ain't right either, but that's another video. But anyways, Rashad the Great, like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on. I'm trying to tell y'all how to stay married and get married. I'm no marriage expert. This is just research. This is just data, and this is just something that's going to help you out. Also, a quick little tip that I know about marriage is that you got to keep the fire alive. You got to keep dating. You got to keep, keeping the passion, keeping the fire in and out the bedroom. You got to keep dating her, keep getting to know her, keep growing, build her up, and yes, it goes vice versa. But Rashad Great, like, comment, subscribe, turn the notifications on. And yes, man, make great decisions so you can have a great life. Let's go!